we have a go and make vision. You see it in your handout. I'm not going to read through everything, but one particular phrase that I want to make sure we understand is this go and make vision that we have is a radical commitment to be equally focused on reaching out to those who don't know Christ. They don't even know God. And that doesn't make them less than. It makes them loved by God and waiting for an invitation. And perhaps that comes from me. So we're reaching out, we're reaching out to those who don't know they're loved by God. And at the same time, and it's not an or, it's an and we are equipping those who already believe for ministry. So that you're deepening your relationship with God. You're trained up, like 2 Peter talks about, another book in the Bible. There are these steps that we can take to add to our faith and to add to the adventure, to add to the full life that God has for us. But it's both. It's going and it's making. And because of this, we had a heart, hey, for this next stage of the vision, for our campaign, we're going to have 4 go initiatives and 4 make initiatives because it's an and, it's not an or. But we can't do it on the current funding that we have. So we invited people to invest so that we could accomplish these initiatives moving forward. And we set a goal for $5 million. And people prayed. Some fasted and made a pledge. This is 2 years ago. Raise your glow stick, please. And Elkhart, you too. Raise your glow stick if it is, hold on. You're so obedient. Well done. If you've been here 2 years or less, raise your glow stick. Hey, look at me. Part of this vision, part of the investment that people made, it's you. It's you. We wanted to have a heart for our community, for people who are not in these seats yet. And it's not about numbers. It's not about, oh, great, we're growing by double digits. Look at us. No one has time for that. It's about life transformation. It's about helping you out as a single person. It's about helping you out being married or in parenting or in high school or middle school. Wherever you are in life, it's about God coming alongside, we as a church coming alongside and saying, hey, let's help each other. Take steps toward Christ together. So I want to let you know that was the heart behind the 5 million. That was the goal. And through God and your generosity, we reached 6 million. And it's awesome. And I just wanted to celebrate what God is doing. And this wasn't just like, oh yeah, well, there's 2 rich people here, so. No, 1,974 total households contributed. Seriously, I'm so proud of you. Elkhart, I'm so proud of you. Online, I'm so proud of you. Because again, it's just not about the money, it's about people. It's just that our heart is connected to money. Our heart's connected to money. God wants our heart. So oftentimes, wherever we invest our money, that's where our heart goes. And it's just one part of our heart. Listen, time, energy, attention, and money. Team. Wherever our team goes, relationship grows. Okay? And so this is what we have been doing, and I'm so incredibly proud of you. So with this in mind, I just need to be clear. 2 years ago, something else that is different now. I'm so glad that God knew ahead of time how much we needed to move forward, because I don't know if you've noticed some prices have gone up. Ketchup packets are like $3 a piece right now. You used to get those for free. Napkins are 10 cents. It's nuts. And I don't know what all has happened, but God is continuing to provide. And so I'm going to go through very briefly. It's all in this handout. But I'm going to go through very briefly a few things about where we are in the Go and Make initiatives. Community engagement. This is the first Go initiative. Our community is doing phenomenal events that help people, and we as a church wanted to come alongside in relationship building impact like never before. So we've partnered the last few years with Sunburst. There's actually volunteer opportunities right now for 3 weeks from now for the Sunburst this year. We've been a sponsor there. Silver Mile, Roofsit, Over the Edge, Zoo Christmas Lights. all kinds of events, and these are volunteer teams, and we're coming alongside and helping and supporting. But even when our community is in crisis, for instance, when we got a call to be a host site for Jackie Walorski's funeral, we, regardless of political, it doesn't even, yes, it's a big deal for our community. We want it to be a big deal for us. We want to be for our community. And so this is the community engagement opportunity that we have, and there's so many more that are coming up. We also realize that our community is in the digital space as well. And so for our digital front lines, we auditorium refresh for capturing and enhancing our capabilities here at Elkhart. We bought some new cameras, new switcher, several other things so that we can make sure we have a better broadcast for you watching online. It's a different broadcast mix than it is necessarily in the room. And we want to continue to increase our ability to provide an intentionally excellent experience for those online. And this includes like midweek Bible studies and other things too that we capture. And so I don't know if people realize, but we have over 2,000 devices watching online every single week. That's devices. That's not even people. Who knows how many people are watching YouTube or Facebook or through the app or through the website or Apple TV? It's just devices. And so 2,000 people, we want to make sure that it is distraction-free, that they can encounter God and make a decision for him. We've launched a new tool about texting in the word yes or the word new. We're going to test it out a little bit later today too. That starts a conversation with someone on our team to help you take a next step. We also are working on a tool to help physical needs in our church community with volunteers. Like I'm homebound. I need someone to rake my leaves. Is there anyone available? And someone from our church say, yes, I'm going to connect that person so that need can be met. We're just beta testing. We're just in the early stages of that. But that's all part of this Go initiative. We have witness walls. We want to create profound indoor and outdoor visual displays about what God's doing, who he is. Those are sequential with our construction. So our construction renovation has been delayed a little bit, so those have been delayed, but we've been making quite a few plans there. Missions for every age and phase. I mean, we have For Michiana that we did a couple weeks ago. Again, if you're new, it's just where we blanket our community with serving. We have Food Drop every single year. Over 82,000 pounds of food distributed to 11 neighborhoods, 16 food pantries and homeless shelters in 10 cities. I mean, it's nuts what God does, but it's also our community center downtown, Monroe Circle Community Center. And it is the fact that we sent 126 people to Chicago in the last couple of years, partnered with local organizations there that are aligned with our mission, vision, values, so people can have a weekend experience of being the hands and feet of Christ. 66 people, family, adults, students down to Florida over the last couple of years, including a disaster relief team, which we developed in the last 2 years. Never had that before. A disaster relief team that went down after Hurricane Ian to help clean up. And then this year, we're switching our international focus a bit to Honduras. And we're sending down 52 two different trips, adults and then students, 52 people this summer for Honduras, for teaching, food distribution, construction projects, and so much more. And so that's some of the go. We're reaching out beyond these walls. But there's also the reaching up. God, we want to deepen our relationship. So we developed a comprehensive plan to get God's truth into more hands. It's called Bible Revival. And whether it's kindergarten graduation or middle school to high school or high school to college or high school to the workforce, or whether it is camps or retreats or baptisms, we looked for milestone moments in people's lives, and we wanted to partner that with God's truth so that they could move on together, integrated with who God is and what he does and what he says. And so over the last 2 years, I want to let you know, we've given away over 800 Bibles. Over 800 Bibles into hands of people. We also 2 years ago did not have midweek Bible study. We didn't have it. And we wanted to have a consistent theological training opportunity for our people. And so we launched Revelation, and then Romans, and Lamentations, and Ephesians, and apologetics course called A Reasoned Faith, and the Way of Jesus and Families. And currently we're in the book of Acts. I'm here on Tuesday night, teaching through the book of Acts, verse by verse, literally. And it's a different opportunity than the weekend service. Not everything's the same. Not all the food is the same flavor. That would be horrible. But we have different steps for wherever you are on the faith journey so that no one ever gets bored. We're all taking steps together. Worship night has even been revamped out of this Bible Revival Initiative. And then we just finished off our 2 years of this campaign with our 75-day Bible reading challenge. This is Bible Revival as well. And I want you to hear from a few people who took on that challenge. Let's watch.
Well, when I found out that the church was doing a 75-day Bible challenge, at first I thought it was a little crazy.
I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And then I was like, whoa, that's so fast.
I did not want to do it at first. I already had started a Old Testament Bible reading, and I didn't really want to do something on top of it, if I'm being completely honest.
But when I thought about it, I really wanted to do this with my church family. Like, I love this church so much.
Nudged my husband and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And he was like, okay.
I was intimidated, but super excited about the challenge of it.
Are you going to get into this and then have, 500 different reasons why you fell off the wagon?
It was really cool to start on day one in Genesis and kind of wonder who all's reading this together. We're a family. We're doing this together. Like one church, one family. We're going to read through the Bible in 75 days.
I'm a very habit-driven guy, so really trying to get down how I was going to work this into my routine. It was powerful from the beginning.
It was like a satisfying check every time I finished a day's reading. But there were times when it was pretty difficult because I always thought Old Testament, New Testament, like 50% Old, 50% New was the Bible. No, it's like 1,000 pages of Old Testament and like 400 pages of New Testament.
Wow, the Old Testament just is rough.
Lots of names, lots of names. I'm just gonna keep going.
And so it was really cool to just see the fulfillment of what the Old Testament was and how Jesus fulfilled that.
All those shades of who God is in the Old Testament, and then he's right there in front of you in the person of Jesus.
So one day, having a really, really bad day at work, right? And even said, this is just like the worst day. And I've been reading Job, right? I had this massive thought of, no, you're not having a bad day. There's other things going on in the world that have happened that are much, much worse than this. And help me change my mindset.
Sometimes when I'm driving in the car, my mind is wandering to different things, and generally, whether I listened to the Bible and got 100% of it, which was rare, or if I got 75% of it, that was still 75% of God's truth, or something that I needed to hear in my life more so than just listening to music or listening to something that was maybe not so uplifting for my soul.
It's made it more applicable to me to talk about with my kids when they come home from preschool with Bible stories and stuff, that I could kind of match what they're learning. I want it to be like a pillar of our parenting.
The Bible challenge ended on Good Friday. That was incredibly moving for me.
When I finished that last sentence, it felt super powerful. It's not just some boring piece of history. Like, this is our story. This is God's people.
And so if you want to know who this God is that you're trying to serve, you got to get in there. You've got to know what he's like.
By the end, I was sorry to see it be over.
It's like as soon as I got done, I wanted to start it again, which is insane.
Okay, I can do this in 75 days, and what does it look like? Do I want to do it twice a year, 3 times a year? How do I want to revisit this in the future?
Bible reading is one of my daily habits that I track now from this, and I had never done anything like that before.
Doing it with someone else, instead of watching an episode, just like spending, 30 minutes, 45 minutes together just on the couch, just listening or reading, and just kind of being together while doing something to bring us closer to God.
We often talk about movement here, and it was movement. It was movement toward Jesus.
I love it more now than ever. I want to do it again. I hope we do this every year.
Thank them for sharing. So another MAKE initiative is Campus Comeback. We wanted to make sure that we have spaces here and at the Elkhart campus that continue to be inviting for us to bring our friends and our family, our coworkers and our classmates. And so we have construction happening on the lower level, soon to be on the upper level. And just one example, on the lower level, we're making this auditorium, a small auditorium called The Lodge, that will be a worship space for kids, and students might use it too from time to time, we don't know, so that they can have that collaborative experience, and then in their rooms will be more designed and focused to have smaller group discussions as they go through scriptures and apply it to their life. And so those things are happening right now. And it's incredibly exciting, more multi-use functionality. We're renovating the playground, all kinds of other things happening. Elkhart, you got new HVAC, you got a new roof, badly needed. It's looking absolutely phenomenal. Well done there. Life group liftoff. We, for the last 2 years, have been focused more on life groups. We've hired some staff. We've also grown now in life groups. Now we have over 700 people. Over 700 people engaging regularly in life groups. And I feel like we're adding more. We already have 13 new groups this year, and I got word at the staff meeting last week that we have 10 more people that are about ready to launch life groups. Because we want to be a big church of small circles. It's about relationship, not just consuming, it's contributing to each other, encouraging each other. I know that can be vulnerable because we're all messy. We're people. I get that. Think about how Jesus felt with everybody. And yet he said, it's not good to be alone. I want to walk with you. I want to help you. I want to encourage you. And we are following his lead. We're not coming with our own ideas. This is his idea. We want to do relationship. Granger U, this is a tool that we're almost done with. And it will be a people development online platform. What do I mean by that? I believe that the church should be on the front lines of developing people. It's our God who created us. We have an insider access to how people are developed into leaders, even just unlocking their potential and how God's made them so that they can not just consume, but contribute in the church and beyond their time, energy, attention, and money, their team, so that relationships can grow. We've been capturing content for this in a brand new studio that we built called Studio B, just to make sure, again, that there's intentional excellence in this process. We've also launched young adult ministry, 19 to 29 years old. This is everything from 300 welcome bags to college freshmen this past year. And we've heard that young adults just want to find each other many times. Where are they? And so we've had connection events like picnics and bonfires, and also 5-week Bible studies and core class for young adults. And hey, let's launch a life group, several life groups of young adults right now. And hey, let's serve together for Michiana together. Now, all that being said, I'm going to be transparent. I think we're just scratching the surface of what young adult ministry can look like here. We have way more to do. I'm really excited about it. And we have a community, Michiana. We have a community of tremendous young adults. And I don't know that, we're going to be doing more to help continue to equip them and reach them with God's love. So that's where we are. We've come a long way, and there's so much more to be done. In fact, I feel like some of these things we're just getting started with, like renovations.